You bet.
I
won't answer.
What would you do if it were your kid? Okay. Niall took his Sony, it was a cassette stereo.
Yes, in the kitchen.
Stereo AM, FM radio. It's $99.95. I didn't pay that much. I got it on sale.
Yours is up.
Like half that. Well,
I can.
$59. Anyway, he took it
Now
to
mine's
school.
up.
She's not telling you all those facts to make you
No.
believe that it's super important that she paid for it and that.
Dave, I want you to be quiet and tell
Wait a
us.
minute.
Well, I thought you wanted an
No,
I'm not going to
unbiased
get in a family
opinion.
feud here. Just a minute.
Okay, now, Niall took it to school, which he was not supposed to do. I told him not to take it in the school, you know, don't want kids to take it. He took it before we went to Disneyland. Okay. When we went to Disneyland, he said, "Oh, I forgot my most important
I'm
thing."
bursting a flavor for guava.
Just the other day,
I'm getting some guava.
he kept telling me, "Oh, it's upstairs or something." Well, the other day, I found out he had taken it to school. One of the teachers saw him with it in the hall, and the rule is if a kid takes something like that, they take it away from him and put it in this vice principal's office.
I
So
have to go
she
with
took it
you.
from Niall and put it in the vice principal's office. And so the day before we went to California, he
Auntie
went to
Peggy.
the vice principal's office. He wasn't there, so he asked Mrs. Salyers, who was the attendance teacher or attendance keeper, about it. And she said, well, you know, as far as she knew, it wasn't. You know, she didn't know for sure if it was his, so she didn't have the authority to give it to him. Well, okay, so that's neither here nor there. When we got back in California, he asked Mr. Salyers or went to his office, and I guess he wasn't there again. Finally, a friend of Niall's pointed out this girl who had a set just like his, walking around the hall with it. The end of school came, and no, I guess Niall went then to the vice principal and asked him again for it, and he says, "Oh, I'm sure I gave it to you," because it wasn't in his office. So at the end of school, then Niall went back and asked him again. In the meantime, Niall talked to several of his teachers. He tried to see the principal, but principals are, you know, in and out all the time.
Marty,
Well,
come here.
a grown-up would have persisted, but I guess he didn't. But he talked to several other teachers, and one of the teachers even said, well, Mr. Harding, you know, should have to buy you a new one, which is, I don't know for sure if he said that. Anyway, after I found out that Niall didn't have it, I called the vice principal, and he said, oh, I'm sure I gave it to Niall. I said, even if I didn't, he had every opportunity to come pick it up at my office. I said, well, I would think with an expensive item like that the school ought to be responsible for it. He said, oh, no, those kids, you know, aren't supposed to bring stuff like that to school in the first place. And so I said, well, Niall saw a girl who had it, and he asked for the name. I gave the name. He called the grandmother who she lives with, and the grandmother, of course, said she asked the girl, and the girl didn't know anything about it. And the vice principal says, I know the grandmother. She's a nice lady. She wouldn't lie for the girl. Well, naturally, the girl stole it. She's not going to tell the grandmother she got it. But anyway, I wonder if I should just let it drop or whether I should press it, because I think if they take something away from them, they should either call the parents or they should keep it under lock and key or
They should
something.
call the parents. I think that right away the parents should be informed.
Okay.
So
But as it stands
Yes.
now, the vice principal just said there wasn't anything he could do about it. Now, if you were me, would you press it? Would you write a letter to somebody, or would you just let it go?
I'd press it. No, I would press it.
Do you have a
Well,
serial
you
number
do.
or
I
a
would.
warranty
Yeah.
card? I would write a letter to the principal.
Did you
Tell
do
them
that yet?
What happened?
I've been trying to figure out what I should do. If I should do that, or whether it'll do
The only
any
thing
good,
is, I wonder if we can get a hold of anybody this summer.
And tell them that this is completely unsatisfactory and that you want.
Don't! I'm the only one that got action, and I didn't cause problems doing it.
I'd get a
What's
gun
that?
myself.
You'd get a
Just
what?
have a gun. I wouldn't put
That
up
is
with
what
any
they're
of that.
looking for. What's
Personally,
that?
what I would do is,
That's,
I would get a hold
dogs.
of the grandmother's name and just introduce yourself and say,
What he's
hey,
looking for
look.
is
Okay, but I guess the girl doesn't live with the grandmother. The grandmother's, or
Marty
the
is.
girl's parents are in Europe or
David
something
is
for the
looking
summer.
for
You got
the-
I called the school. Naturally, they won't give out to
No.
her. Okay,
The
but
tape
I
like
asked them to
that.
have her call me. Well, she never called back. I don't know whether it's because I wasn't home or what, but the girl will just deny it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way she'd admit to it.
I think I'd go through the principal office. The only thing is, over the summer, I don't know if you get
Is there
any
any small bottle? Because the big bottle.
because they do take, I know that grade school principals take summers off, but I don't know.
What kind is it before you all live?
Hybrid.
It's serving alcohol. Dead shelter.
I called him and he wasn't
Go
in.
look for it.
Well, I think you should follow it up one way or another.
I'm better, much better at writing letters than I am talking on the phone.
Why don't you write a letter? And I think your idea of writing one to the superintendent and and sending a
I
copy
think
to
so
the
too.
principal, or
I
write
think
one
so
to the
too.
principal and send a copy to the superintendent, so.
But what do you think they will do about it, or do you think they'll do anything about it? You think they'll just change the rule for next year, or?
Well, even if they did that, it would help a lot of people with a lot of things.
Put
I
in the
can't
letter that
understand
you
them
expect
just
something
setting
to
it
be done
a
on
counter
this, and then
leaving
they'll
it
have
for
to
a month
answer you
or
one way or
so.
the other.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
No,
How
well,
would
that's
they,
what they would do that.
anybody could come in and claim it.
Tell them what you want them
Unless
to do.
they have
You
a
want the
name
radio
on it.
replaced.
They're responsible for it. If they take it away from the kids, from then on they're responsible, aren't they? Unless they're stealing it.
I don't understand why they didn't contact the parent.
Well,
If
that
it was
would,
just a cap or something like that, because they
Yeah.
took several caps away from Lyle. He's got this fixation on wearing caps. And they kept it within the summer. But a regular like that, they could tell that it, was expensive. First of all, Lyle shouldn't have taken it to school, but that's,
well, that's right. And they were trying to prove a point, and I can see that point taken
Because
away
Julie
from
had some toys taken away and she never got them back from the teacher's desk drawer. But they weren't of any value.
it.
But
Doesn't
still,
matter.
I was still angry at the
Yeah.
fact that they're still in the teacher's desk drawer.
They shouldn't be.
But
Niall swore that he thought Fred was the one who pointed out this girl wearing the radio.
please.
Yeah, I'd sure follow that. Now the superintendent
I don't have one.
What'd you do with it
can do something about that.
I gave you a drink a little while ago.
And you might suggest,
I would
That-
write a letter to the principal and a copy to the school board.
school board instead of the superintendent.
Well, the superintendent and the school.
Yeah. Okay.